Thank you, Terry, for that warm welcome. Always good to be here with the TW3 family. And you know how I like to do, so let's just get right on into tonight's training. Tonight, I want to discuss taking the mystery out of sales, sales and lead generation. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word sales? Is it money, a negative or a positive experience that you've had, commission only, that high pressure sale, and quotas? Depending on your response, this is going to really shine a light on your overall attitude and even your experiences that you've had with sales and going forward in your sales journey. Are you still thinking about that sleazy salesperson or that pushy salesperson? You know, the list goes on. We all have had our share of experiences in sales, whether you're on the giving or the receiving end. But what's really behind an attitude or a belief system that's not positive, even skeptical when it comes to sales? One word, and that is fear. Even the best or natural born salesperson has a fear when it comes to sales, even though they may not want to admit it. For example, their definition of fear may be different, as their fear would naturally be not making that initial sale to begin with and continuing to move on until they make that next sale. It all depends on where they are in the sales process and the internal and their external factors. Now, we all love a good reality TV show. We all want the realness. We all want to see what's going on behind closed doors when nobody else is looking, what makes that person really tick. You know, we all, to be honest, love a little bit of drama, but a drama that has a good ending. I want to switch up a little bit in my presentation and training tonight and show you all some sales prospecting statistics. I'm going to show you three areas of statistics within the sales process that begin with our sales prospecting, the actual sales call, along with the follow-up process. So within our sales prospecting statistics, I found an article from HubSpot written by Asia Frost. The title of the article is called 60 Key Sales Statistics That'll Help You Sell Smarter in 2021. More than 40% of salespeople say that this is the most challenging part of the sales process, followed by closing 36% and qualifying 22%. Now, if you find prospecting to be the most difficult part of your job, you're not alone, Asia Frost says in her article. 19% of buyers want to connect with a salesperson during the awareness stage of their buying process when they're first learning about the product. 60% want to connect with the sale during the consideration stage. They've researched the options and they've produced a short list. 20% want to talk during the decision stage once they decided which product to buy. Now, it takes an average of 18 calls to actually connect with a buyer. Only 24% of sale emails are actually opened, and 9 in 10 companies use 2 or more lead enrichment tools to learn more about prospecting. Now, as we switch up to the next portion of our statistics, this is the sales call statistics, where Asia Frost states that 41.2% of salespeople said their phone is the most effective tool at their disposal. 42% of people would be encouraged to make a purchase if the sales rep called back in an agreed upon specified time. 57% of people said that they would be encouraged to make a purchase from a salesperson who doesn't try to apply pressure or hassle them during the follow-up. Now, gong.io, that's Gong.io, analyzed over 100,000 connected outreach calls and found that successful salespeople talk for 54% of the call, while unsuccessful salespeople spent 42% of their time speaking. The use of collaborative words had a positive impact on the calls, and using words such as we instead of I increased success rates by 35%. Using did I catch you at a bad time makes you 40% less likely to book a meeting, while asking, how are you, increased your likelihood of booking a meeting 3.4 times. 63% of sales leaders believe that virtual meetings are just as or more effective than in-person meetings. Now, the last portion of our stats is the follow-up in the sales process. 60% of customers say no 4 times before saying yes, whereas 48% of salespeople never even make a single follow-up attempt. 80% of sales require 5 follow-up calls, whereas 44% of salespeople give up after 1 follow-up call. 75% of online buyers want to receive between 2 to 4 phone calls before a company actually gives up on them. 12% would like a company to try as many times as it takes to get a hold of them. This thing called fear. So as we've looked over the various stats in sales, how do we deal with these various levels of fear that we face, whether it's us internally or with the person that we're speaking with, our prospects, our clients, the apprehension, the anxiousness, the stress that we even put on ourselves that's unnecessary, a private battle. Whatever's the sphere, whatever the level of fear, how do we in fact combat that? Now, knowledge, wisdom, trainers, coaches, mentors play a huge role in combating our various levels of fear. We are selling every day in some capacity. Think about, your friends, your family, your colleague, maybe even that invitation to dinner or an outing, a collaboration, all examples of us selling. Whatever level of fear, your trigger, the apprehension, anxiety, the stress one has in their life, any negative thought patterns, that internal conversation, it can all cause us to sabotage ourselves and our forward progress. When it comes to sales, think about that product or the service that you truly believe in and why you purchased that product. What are some of the benefits that led you to that purchase? When you're selling, think about what it is that you're actually selling, why you believe in the product or the service that you're selling. There's always a common denominator, the values, the mission statement of the company that you're selling that product or service on behalf of, the traits that you identified with that company that so resonated with you. Look for those common denominators. Now, lastly, with common denominators, when you have a product or a service that you're excited about, you want to shout from the mountaintops about that product or service. It's that word of mouth. I have the title of this screen title, I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. You think of that song. And that truly is what happens when we find a product or a service that works for us because it solves a problem. It has changed our life in some shape or form. Knowledge really is key and it really is power. As the good book says, the Bible, the word of the Lord, we perish for lack of knowledge. So let's shift a little bit as we continue on into this presentation and talk about the lifeblood of any business, which of course is our sales and our leads. We've all heard that no leads, no sales, no sales, no business. You simply just have a hobby. No matter what niche or industry of business, sales are definitely required. There is no way around it. Now, our sales come from our leads. The more leads you have, the more likelihood that you're going to have a sale. Now, we have all heard of multiple income streams. The same is true for multiple lead generation and having the tools to obtain these leads. Getting it in front of people and staying in front of people is the name of the game. The various sources, and this is one of the pillars of the TW3 platform, is multiple lead generation. The sources that we have within the TW3 platform, internet leads, social media, the different forms of how we can do our marketing and sales to generate these leads through ad copy, native ads, and all the different types of ads that are out there. The data scraper that we have within our platform, and there's so much more. Now, there truly is a light bulb moment that happens when you have multiple guns firing off. A steady and a healthy flow of leads coming in each day does something to your psyche. That true light bulb moment. I had that about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, with the leads that I had coming in. It really, your momentum, the motivation, your mood, your attitude, all begin to increase favorably. Now, there's a positive refiring of what I call endorphins, not dolphins, endorphins, which are the chemically produced naturally by the nervous system that helps us to cope with pain and stress. They're often called feel-good chemicals because they can act as a pain reliever, but also a happiness booster. Now, when we think about leads and prospects, there really truly is a difference. And what is the difference between a lead versus a prospect? A lead is a person that has three components. They have a want, they have a need, and they can also afford that product or service that you have. Now, a prospect, in my terminology, is an individual that's lacking in one of these three areas. They may be able to see the value and the need for it. They may desire and want your product and service, but they can't afford it. So let's continue on. So where do we obtain our leads for our business? How do we address the three areas that we mentioned about satisfying that want, the need, as well as the affordability, which is so crucial in our day and time, especially coming out of COVID and people opening up their doors and trying to fully staff their business? Affordability is key. The answer is actually with a good business platform and development tool. And as I mentioned, one of the pillars of the TW3 platform is the infamous lead generation suite. Within the TW3 platform, all members have access to this multiple lead generation suite, and it can be found on your dashboard under lead systems. And within the TW3 lead generation suite, you have access to a plethora of lead generation tools. And I want to share maybe two or three of those lead tools with you. One of them is called the Daily Opted Exclusive Internet Lead. And these are exclusive leads that we have not marketed, nor sold to anyone else. And what the lead data will include is their name, their cell phone number, IP address of their opt-in permission, how they're generated and guaranteed based on the quality and the accuracy of their information. There's also what we have called a data scraper, which is a lead generation platform for small businesses, marketing agencies, and sales teams to find new leads. Within this data scraper, it supports any type of industry, which is one of the key components of the TW3 platform, is that we're not limited to a particular industry or a niche. Also with the data scraper is the social media profiles that you can extract. Multiple cities you can also extract, multiple categories at the same time, and it supports over 30 countries. There's a CSV and Excel export format, and it integrates with many popular apps and so much more. Now, within the TW3 back office, there is also within our members area on our dashboard, steps 1 through 6. And step number 4 within the sales funnel training, there's a section called Facebook traffic. There's also a section number 5, which has the LinkedIn hack, which are two additional areas for lead generation. Now, each video training is about 14 to 16 minutes in length. So follow up with your trainer if you are fairly new to the TW3 platform, or if you're on listening tonight for the first time. Follow up with the person that invited you, follow up with your trainer, and discuss what traffic source is best for you at this stage of your journey with the TW3 platform. If you're a seasoned TW3 member, I encourage you to revisit these tools and dig in more. Are you using everything that is in your toolbox? Are you reviewing your weapons? Your weapons. Are you sharpening your weapons? So I encourage the seasoned TW3 members to revisit these lead generation tools and see if you are utilizing them, see if you may have forgotten some, or maybe you just need to go back and revisit a strategy that you haven't implemented in a while. The TW3 product and services aids the small business owner, as a lot of us know on tonight that are listening, and it aids the entrepreneur in achieving so many objectives. You know, we've heard that the TW3 platform is a business toolbox. It's a business in a box. It's a business platform. It's a development platform. But it also provides, again, as I mentioned, one of our pillars, lead generation, but it provides multiple income streams, marketing and sales strategies, a professional community that includes trainings, motivational and inspirational teachings and trainings, coaching, consulting, and so much more. What are the strengths within the TW3 platform that a majority of us have access to that are listening tonight and watching tonight? 3 areas. There's the product and the service for all industries. We're really not limited to an industry. What business do you know today? How many businesses can you think of today that are not limited to industry or by niche? We have real estate, insurance, healthcare, car dealerships, the travel industry, and the list goes on. Our lead generation, which has been our main topic of discussion tonight, that involves social media, internet leads, our CRM, our customer reporting management system that maintains our leads, our lead scrapers, text bulk, text bulker and emailer, so much more. The multiple income streams, another strength of the TW3 platform that provides us with residual income. You know, our referral marketing package, our blogging and writing, recruiting that we do, and podcasting and writing. That is going to wrap it up for me today, tonight. Thank you all for being a part, listening, watching. Terry, as always, thank you for providing me with this opportunity, for giving me a platform. and just really giving me a shopping cart, shopping mall, however you want to term it, where I can actually feast from. This is going to do it for me tonight. I'm Valerie Williams of Dimensional Talent Streams. Have a good night.